昔の戦争か。なんか気を失いそうな話ね。
まあ多分新素材と自動保存機能のおかげで生き延びられたんだと思う。
生きてんの？ロボットじゃないの？
ロボットだよ。ところで見てほしいものがあるんだ。
あら、便利。
私が生きていたということは、私の敵も生きている可能性があるということだ。
へえ、いい男。あんたよりかっこいいじゃん。ブリブリじ
ゃん。はいはい、ありがとう。ほんでさ、こいつを見たことはないか？1000年前にはエルメダインと呼ばれていたんだ。
見たことないけど、エルメダインなら知ってる。ブラジル軍の戦闘参謀の巨人の名だよ。
私の昔のライバルだ。
ロボットの世界もいろいろ訳ありね。ロボットに歴史ありか。
エルメダインはエルメダインだけで 100% 機能するが、私は人間の力を借りて 100% 以上の機能をするように作られているんだ。
それじゃこっちの勝ちだね。
マニュアルにあったろうけど、私のここに人が乗るんだ。ここに乗った人は私の心の一部になって私と一緒に戦う。
Cheyenne was a sentient combat armor from the year 3195. After an intense battle against the robot tyrant Elmadane, he lost his companion and was forced to shut down. 1,000 years later, he comes across a new human, Ikaru, and awakens to find his enemy still alive. Now he and Ikaru must become partners, and with the help of the Resistance, are taking one last-ditch effort to end the tyranny of Elmadane once and for all. The 80s were the true Wild West of anime, a time when it was unknown if any idea would not only make it to the production stage, but actually manage to be seen, leaving many creators to try and create something unique in order to be noticed. Never had there been a time that so much high-concept ideas and passion have been put to the screen in terms of Japanese animation. Very few projects illustrate that sense of passion better than Dragon's Heaven. Even amongst anime of the time, it stands out for its unique style and presentation. While looking up about the OVA, I noticed many people compare the style to the works of French comic artist Jean Girard, aka Mobius, which is fairly easy to see why. Dragon's Heaven has extremely dynamic vision and environments, and the designs for its robots, using almost an Arabian futurism for the aesthetic of the production. Osamu Kobayashi is credited with the work of the mechanical design, giving them a veiny and demonic golem-like look, which was something rarely seen of the era, and even of today. The experimental designs are complemented by the use of colors. As most of it takes place in a post-apocalyptic Brazil, it is a desert wasteland, and the anime is able to present that through more muted tones and sketchy designs. The most recognizable aspect of the designs is not only the rustic look of the world, but the rustic look of the characters as well. While the most prominent human character, Ikaru, may have a very typical anime girl look for the era, the details around her clothes do make her still feel like she fits in the environment. Narrative-wise, the story doesn't ask much from the audience. It's a boy and his dog story, only in this case it's a girl with her robot, mixed in with a soldier out of time story. What would have been nice if Cheyenne had gotten a bit more time showing him adjusting to the new world, not needing to take up the whole story, but for such a human robot, he seems oddly okay with waking up 1,000 years later. The villain Elmadane isn't all that interesting either. He's a typical dictator type who doesn't really have much else under the surface. However, his design is so unique that it makes him memorable in spite of his two-dimensionalness. Very rarely is a character design so good that it can transcend that. It shouldn't really be all that shocking that a 45-minute anime that dedicates 10% of its runtime to a live-action puppet the team worked considerably hard on would have some pacing issues. Even so, it does tell a fun tale of a girl and an old robot who try to stop a dictator. The anime understands that its story is nothing groundbreaking, so it chooses to keep its narrative simple and let the set pieces be the selling point, rather than embarrassingly try to prove how smart it is. For the pros, the OVA is bursting with ambition, with so much creativity in style and presentation. Only in the 80s would an anime spend a good 5 minutes showing off a full real-life mechanical robot, set to an overture like something out of a 50s Hollywood historical epic. The environments are breathtaking, which are made extra exhilarating through the fantastically directed battle scenes. The use of motion through the sand is a particular standout. And the relationship between Ikaru and Cheyenne is very sweet. They have complementing personalities, with Cheyenne being old-souled and calm, and Ikaru being free-spirited and adventurous. For the cons, it's a bit jarring to go from highly orchestrated music in the opening sequence to hear Casio-made music for most of the rest of the OVA. The music isn't bad, but it is a strange disconnect from the rest of the story. And to say the ending is anticlimactic is an understatement. Elmodane is beaten, and that's about it. Nothing else of note occurs aside from the characters riding off into the distance like a western. Recommended watch? Ultimately, Dragon's Heaven is an anime that plays to its strengths, knowing that its visuals are what is going to stick out in the viewer's mind, so it gives itself any and all opportunities to show that off. While it's pretty similar territory narrative-wise, it doesn't take away from the astounding uniqueness of the look of the OVA. As it stands, it's definitely one worth looking into if you want to see what anime was like at the time. And it even manages to stand out while doing that. Dragon's Heaven is not currently licensed, but you can find movies and series like it, such as Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind, or Kashan Robot Hunter, at Funimation, Sentai, RightStuff.com, and Discotek. Stay classic.